Hello everyone and welcome. This is Mr. Everett and this is our first lesson in proportional relationship. Very important topic you use a lot, 7th grade, 8th grade, algebra, and beyond. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, we'll start with an example, a recipe. Heba is having a party at our house. She likes Reem's lemonade and wants to make it for a party, but Reem is going to be out of town, so she can't make the lemonade. Therefore, Reem gives Heba the recipe below. See the recipe here? That serves 4 people. But Heba's preparing lemonade for 20 people. She mixes the following ingredients: 10 liters of water, 20 scoops lemonade mix, and 48 grams of sugar. Will it taste the same as Reem's? Why or why not? No, it won't taste the same because the recipe calls for 8 grams of sugar for 4 servings. So the recipe says 8 sugar for 4 people. For 20 people, you really should have how much? Times 5 times 5 gives me 40 grams of sugar. So Heba used 48, which is too much sugar. It won't taste the same. It'll be sweeter than what Reem's recipe would give. All right. So let's complete the following table to make Reem's famous lemonade so that it always tastes the same. Okay, let's see what you came up with. And I'm sorry, it's a quick question. All right, so I hope you fill this in, this in, this in, all these in, and also answer this question. Pause the video if you have to. All right, so here's the answer key. So this is the amount of sugar to water she would need. And we took this same table and just made it into a bunch of ratios. So we have grams of sugar compared to liters of water. The recipe says 8 grams of sugar for every 2 liters of water. So 8 to 2 times 2 times 2 gives us 16. 8 times 3 gives us 24. 2 times 3 gives us 6. 8 times 4 gives us 32. 2 times 4 gives us 8. 8 times 5 gives us 40. 2 times 5 gives us 10. 8 times 10 gives us 80. 2 times 10 gives us 20. And 8 times 15 gives us 120. 2 times 15 gives us 30. And what do we notice? They're all proportions, or they're all equivalent ratios. And if I simplify them all, I would get 4 to 1. So a proportion is just 2 equivalent ratios. For example, 8 to 2 is equivalent to 16/4. They're called a proportion because they're equivalent. Well, how do we know if they're equivalent? Well, there's a couple of ways we can do that. If we simplify those 2 ratios, we get the same ratio, 4 to 1. So 8 to 2 is the same thing as 4 to 1, and 16/4 is also the same as 4 to 1. So if they're both equivalent to 4 to 1, they must be equivalent to each other. Another way you can do it is cross multiplication. 2 times 16 is 32, and 8 times 4 is 32. So if my cross products are equal, then my 2 ratios are equal. So that's just 2 ways you can determine if 2 ratios are equivalent or proportional. Okay. So what's a proportional relationship? And we'll wrap this up. It's a relationship between 2 quantities in which the ratio of one quantity to the other quantity is constant. Now that's a mouthful. We're going to explain what that means. So what do we mean by the ratio of one quantity to the other is constant? Let's look at a few. we're comparing the quantities, grams of sugar and water. We have 8 to 2, 16 and 24. By constant, I mean I can multiply 8 times 2 and get 16, 2 times 2 and get 4. This number here is constant. They're proportional. 8 to 2 equal to 24 to 6. 8 times 3 is 24. 2 times 3 is 6. They're constant, or the relationship is constant. 16 to 4, 24 to 6. 1.5 times 1.5 is constant. It's a proportion. 6 to 4, 32 to 12. 16 times 2 gives me 32. But I have to multiply 4 times 3 to get 12. That's not constant. That's not a proportion. Okay? So we're a little bit over. We're at 6 minutes. We're going to stop right here and come back and pick up where we left off. Talk to you soon.